Hey everybody, welcome to Back Issues. I'm Sal.
I'm Ethan.
I'm Ben.
Falcon and Winter Soldier is coming out!
Yeah.
We're getting a whole show of Falcon and Winter Soldier. Remember in Endgame? When Cap gave Falcon the shield, he's like, you're Captain America. And then Disney's like, not yet. Give him like a show where he has to like earn the shield or something. I mean, I love the idea. The concept superficially seems great.
Yeah, but why isn't that just a movie?
Because we're making a show, because I spent $1 trillion on a streaming service. But I love the idea of America being like, we didn't have a choice in who was Captain America at the time, but we certainly do now.
No, you don't get to choose.
Yeah.
Cap chooses.
Right. No. I thought we'd talk about the introduction of Sam Wilson as Captain America, the more or less debut of Sam Wilson as Cap.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
When does this take place in like,
Marvel's
Marvel history?
Like 2014.
Okay. So this is after Civil War?
It is after Civil War and even Civil
War 2?
Civil War 2 is after, I think. I don't remember when the hell Civil War 2 was anymore. It's so forgettable.
But Cap, what happened to him?
Let me tell you. There's a lot of context for all different Captain America. To the point where people assume that this story is part of the all-new, all-different Marvel initiative, which it is not. It harbinges it.
Okay.
But it was originally just a play on the all-new, all-different, which Marvel has used in the past to describe this new version of Captain America. Steve Rogers' Cap had gone to another dimension called Dimension Z in a previous story, also written by Rick Remender, which was fun, and I would like to do it one day, so I don't want to spoil too much. But suffice it to say, in that other dimension, Arnim Zola, the robot guy, his face is in the tummy of a robot. I don't think we've ever done a story where you've seen Arnim Zola.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all. Is this like Krang? Like
Yes.
Krang's in the tummy of that thing?
Well, except like it's a computer screen. Like his body has passed, but his face lives on in a digital version that is projected on a screen.
So he could put it anywhere, but he chooses to put it in the stomach.
Well, because he's got like a weird like VCR head usually. Like it's to make him look even more like horrifying and not human.
Yeah, wasn't there a story where they have a whole new like there's a secret town and it's run by Hydra?
Pleasant Hill.
Yeah,
yes.
Pleasant Hill, and he's in that.
Yeah, he is in
right.
that. Yeah.
Because who you're describing, I'm like, I've seen that.
Yeah. What?
Just Krang.
No, it is more or less Krang. It's digital Krang. But yeah, anyway, Zola basically like takes over a dimension and like does all these like genetic experiments and just pollutes the place with like mutates and characters and he makes this like baby, like this male baby.
Like the dimension of Dr. Moreau, but it's Arnim Zola?
Right, exactly.
Okay.
That's why they call it Dimension Z, because it stands for Zola. But Steve Rogers ends up in that dimension to be tortured and humiliated by Zola. And Cap frees himself, he takes the baby, and he's just like stuck in this wasteland. And he's there for years in the time of Zola.
Come on.
He takes the baby.
Well, let me ask you this. What's he going to do with that baby?
That Zola baby?
That Zola baby? Now, you're going to have to explain the baby, because you said, there's a baby. I assume there's a lot of babies. What is it about this baby?
Right. Well,
was it made, or did Zola like mate with things?
No mating. Zola grew the baby. He did use presumably his own genetic material, though I question where that came from, since he's a robot man. But he did grow the baby. Like, it was in a tube. It was not in a woman. But that baby also had a sister who Zola had grown prior to the baby, like the male baby. But Cap didn't know about that female baby, so he just took the male baby and left.
When he was escaping, there was a baby nearby.
Well, it was in a tube, but he's like, I can't let this baby just be here. This is an evil place. Smash the glass, take the baby, leave.
I see.
He's had him for so long because like time moves differently in Dimension Z that like he names the baby and teaches him to hunt, and essentially Ian Rogers becomes Steve's son.
Wait, so in Dimension Z, Ian grows up.
Yeah.
Does Cap age?
No, because he got the super soldier serum.
Right.
He's still like in peak physical condition. He ages, sure, but like much slower than the rest of us.
So when he comes back, he's like a good 20 years older?
More like 10 or less.
Okay.
And he's got
So the kid is still a child.
The kid was a child by the time Steve escaped from Dimension Z, but when Ian returns, he is an adult.
Okay.
To make it less complicated.
Sure.
So
to grow him up and make him sexy.
Right, exactly. That's what you got to do. Steve Rogers had gone through this traumatic experience in Dimension Z in which he like had a son, Sharon Carter, his would-be wife. At that time, he was considering marrying her.
Okay.
This is the descendant of Peggy, not Peggy. It's Sharon. But Sharon ends up stuck in Dimension Z herself, and she like raises Ian the rest of the way. And so essentially when Steve interacts with another annoying bad guy who sucks out the super soldier serum from him, Steve becomes old. Sharon, who does not have the super soldier serum, while she was in Dimension Z, she ages to the appropriate age that Steve looks like he is when she comes out. So you've got Steve and Sharon and Ian as a family unit.
Okay.
So Steve is like, I'm old, but I'm not like senile, so I'm still able to like be the man in the chair for the Avengers, and more specifically Captain America, but there needs to be a Captain America, like a dude who's in a suit throwing the shield and being Captain America.
Right.
So Steve picks Sam Wilson, Falcon.
Right.
Okay.
And there's good reason for that, because essentially Falcon was made to be Captain America. And I'll explain why as we go forward, because Remender reminds you about Sam Wilson's origins, which is he was a kid, he grew up in Harlem, post-Nixon era. So, you know, Cap grew up in a depressed ghetto of America, but during an idyllic time. He still had like an abusive father, and he worshipped his mom, and he stood up against bullies, and he had a subjugated childhood, much like Sam did. But Sam was black in America in the 70s, and his father was a preacher who was unflappable. And despite like all of the like downtrodden elements of their lives, he stood up against it and preached optimism and pride. And Sam thought that was lame and stupid, and that God was like a waste of time, and grew cynical. And of course, his father would be beaten to death. And so that would help reinforce that that philosophy. His mother would help.
He believed in stuff, and looked what happened to him.
And then his mother would help raise him the rest of the way until she was killed outside of their apartment. So he became much more disenfranchised, and eventually kind of like developed a new personality, which he referred to as Snap. That was like his street name. And he, he was like out for number one, and he like stole, and there was the implication of drug use and sales and whatnot. And eventually he leaves to go get his big score out in like the Pacific Islands, and it just so happened to coincide with an adventure that Steve Rogers, Captain America, had been going on at the time when he encounters Sam Wilson, who would eventually become Falcon. And Steve would like train Sam Wilson while they were together, and then they would both unite to fight the Red Skull.
So you're telling me that Sam, who was a drug dealer, ran across Captain America, and Cap said, we should team up.
Yes. Why? Because Red Skull had the Cosmic Cube during that adventure, and he wanted to concoct a ridiculously circuitous scheme in which he would have the upper hand on Captain America. So he used the cube to rewrite Sam Wilson's history so that his upbringing would be that of a comparable existence to Steve Rogers. So Sam did not grow up to be cynical and a drug dealer and a thief, and instead became a bastion of integrity and believed in his father and became, figuratively, another generational Steve Rogers. So that when Steve met Sam Wilson, Sam didn't go there for a big score. He went there to do humanitarian effort. Okay. And so when Steve meets Sam, they are on the completely same wavelength, ideologically speaking. So Steve has no question but to train and bring up Sam Wilson as Falcon.
So the real hero of this story
is Red Skull. Well, because Red Skull is then like, aha, here's the big reveal. Now, Sam, betray him. I made you. And he's like, why would I do that? I'm a good guy. And
damn it!
Red Skull's like, oh, right, scheisse. So, and so, while Snap...
I'll just keep making good people until one of them turns against me.
Now, give me that. It's over. So Sam Snap Wilson no longer existed. Reality was rewritten. So the good rewritten version of Sam's past was the right one, because that's what reality is now. Post use of Cosmic Cube.
But Sam Wilson's history is technically a lie.
Yes. But sometimes, like America, like the lie is better.
It's better.
Right.
And it's more effective.
Also, reality was changed.
Right,
so is
technically
it a lie?
it isn't, because reality itself is changed, but it was changed by an outside force that wasn't the god.
Right.
It was changed by a Nazi.
Does anybody remember it, though, the original history?
Only people that Red Skull tells, like his daughter Sin,
Okay.
who is aware of it and like brings it up when she fights Sam, now Captain America.
Does she call him Snap?
She does.
Ah.
And she pledges to expose him.
Ah.
Well, of course, there's no evidence to
There's
do
nothing
that.
to expose. You changed reality.
Well, yeah. So,
Look at this clipping of your father being, murdered. Oh, it's not.
right. Oh no,
Oh,
that still
everything
happened.
changed.
Oh, that still happened?
Oh yeah, no. His dad was still a great preacher. His mom was still supportive. It's just that Sam was the dick. But now it's like, no, Sam used that tragedy to build himself up.
So you don't need a cosmic cube for that. You just need a therapist.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. So that's Sam's past. And so when Hydra Ascendant opens, we kind of reiterate Sam's past as the right past, as the primary past, which is, of course, the good one, the one that Red Skull rewrote for him.
Right.
So when it comes up later, it's kind of like a big reveal, even though it's like, if you know Falcon, you know that's what
You already
happened.
know that, yeah.
Sam grew up in Harlem in like the past, because it couldn't be the 70s.
What are you talking about? It has to be the 70s because of, things. And...
Yeah.
Oh, no?
No.
Let's just make it mid-late 90s?
Nope. Now Sam is basically a Gen Xer.
All right.
Oh, and so let's go over Falcon's powers. He has a flight suit that allows him to fly like a falcon. He also has a trusty.
Other birds.
Yes, that's true. But he chose the one that's called Falcon. And he also has a trusty sidekick in the form of a literal bird named Redwing.
Oh, what's that bird do for him?
Well, I'll tell you,
scouts.
it does scout, and Falcon has the innate ability to telepathically link with birds in close proximity to him.
I was
And he
gonna
can
say, what-
see through their eyes.
Okay.
Any bird? Could it be an ostrich?
It could be any bird.
Wait a minute. How did he get that power?
Red
Where'd that
Skull gave it to him.
Oh, okay.
He needed powers, too.
Yeah, it's like we don't have any powers. I gotta give you something.
Yeah, I gotta
You
give
can
you
talk to
something.
birds like Cinderella.
Like in the previous Captain America run, Steve bequeaths the shield to Falcon. Falcon gets a costume. He leads the Avengers. He goes on a couple of he goes on like one adventure. But this is the one that we're talking about.
Right.
Is this new one in which Hydra is the big bad. You're like, oh man, Hydra was lame and passé and used as kind of like a disposable, like, we need a bunch of dudes in the similar colored uniforms
Right.
for the hero to fight.
Yeah, we need
Battle,
putties.
Yeah, putties. So Hydra. Now it's like, but that is kind of like that's a pretty scary implication.
Right.
So let's lean into that.
Let's make Hydra scary again.
Right.
Can we get that on hats?
Make Hydra scary again.
Is Red Wing in love with Sam Wilson?
No. What? It's just a bird.
Where'd you get that from?
Well, it talks to him. It's his companion. I assume they're life mates.
No. Is Chewbacca in love with Han Solo?
Is your dog
Yes.
in love with you? Like what?
I mean, yes.
No, not in love.
no.
The bird cares about him. The bird is...
To the extent a bird can care about anything, they're kind of dicks.
Falcon can talk to birds.
Red Wing's pretty cool.
He understands. He's just like, look,
Yeah, he knows.
I can talk
That's
to
the thing
you.
is that he can understand Falcon. Falcon can understand Red Wing on like a spiritual level.
Right.
yeah, he can break down that barrier.
That's right. Falcon infiltrates this like secret lair of Hydra, and he kicks ass and takes names. There's actually a couple of great moments because don't forget, Sam Wilson may have the ability to fly in a flight suit and look through birds, but he also doesn't have any super soldier suit. He's a dude.
Right.
Yeah.
No augmented strength. You can pretty much ignore that now because he throws the shield as expertly as Captain America.
Right.
Which, it's made of vibranium. It would be hard to throw.
It still ricochets.
It's supposed to be really
I guess?
heavy?
It still ricochets. I would assume.
I
Well,
thought it was really light, but also really strong.
either way,
Yeah.
I would assume it's difficult to throw.
Right.
Although one time Hawkeye was courting the idea of becoming Captain America, and he throws the shield pretty expertly as well. But I think that's more because he's a marksman and knows where to throw it.
Yeah,
Right.
that
yeah,
makes
How
sense.
does Sam compute
Bullseye
the angles?
can
and
do
Right.
it.
He doesn't,
Okay.
and they make a joke about it, but then immediately Sam goes back to using the shield perfectly.
I think
where,
the shield weighs about 10 pounds.
according to some documents
Marvel
you've
Wiki?
read, yeah.
Yeah, I was looking this up
There you
because
go.
I was looking at the 75th anniversary metal
Yes.
shield,
Ah.
which is $300 and still way too expensive.
Yep.
But the actual Captain America shield is 30 inches in diameter, whereas the replica they made is 24 inches in diameter. And I'm like, that kind of sucks.
Yeah, what the hell?
But
10 pounds.
according to the book, it's like 10 pounds.
Okay.
So like throwing 10 pounds is not easy.
It's not easy.
No,
but it
definitely
is
not.
doable.
Yeah.
They're in like the heart of like a volcano or whatever. Hydra's got their Cobra Commander base, and
Sweet.
Falcon fights with that Hydra agent, and like because he misses, like both the shield and the agent are falling into lava.
Oh.
And Sam's got to make a choice, and so of course he's like, I gotta let the shield go. I gotta catch the Hydra, and I can't let this guy die.
Right.
So he catches the Hydra agent. And he's like, lol, cut off one head, all that. But Red Wing caught the shield.
Ah.
Nope.
And then throws it to him.
10 pounds? I don't think so.
It's a strong bird.
He's got the talons are really strong.
Maybe an eagle, sure. A falcon? Nah, too small.
It's a pretty big falcon. Sam uses the shield. He keeps remarking on how it's like, I can't believe I ever survived being Falcon without a shield. Like when I'm flying headfirst into like dudes shooting at me, I can just hold this up and block all the bullets.
Right.
Occasionally he would use like the wings to do that.
Yes.
Yeah, but then you
lose
fall
your
a
flight.
little bit.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, Falcon, he throws, So Falcon throws the shield, he misses the Hydra agent, and he's like, oh, it's cool. And the Hydra agent picks up the shield and he throws it. And he's like, it's in the wrist. And it like does the perfect ricochet.
Oh.
And Sam's like, okay, what are you doing, man? And
What are you doing, Cap?
yeah, well, no, the agent reveals that he's actually Ian Rogers. He was and infiltrating Hydra. He was a secret agent.
When I grew up in Dimension Z, Dad taught me all about shield throwing.
Yeah. Steve had the shield there.
Oh, he did?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And so Ian Rogers is now revealed to be Nomad, which is an identity that Steve Rogers had occupied at one point.
Does anyone get to be their own
No.
identity?
No, never.
Studies have statistically shown that if you have a legacy character occupy a previous thing, you do better.
So is this going to be
Like a team-up book, kind of.
Oh, I was going to say I should really have that shield.
No.
Oh,
I
was thinking.
I
No,
have Rogers adopted
son.
heir.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm his son, I should be that way. No, basically Ian's like, no, Steve picked you. You're Captain America.
Yeah, I don't know why he would,
Is
but he did.
Bucky not in this?
Bucky is Winter Soldier, and he has already been Captain America. 'Cause don't forget, before Dimension Z and all that, Cap was shot by a time bullet by Sharon Carter and sent through a whole thing. And during that time, Bucky Barnes became Captain America. Alex Ross designed his suit. He wielded a gun. The press went apeshit over it for like a half second. And he was a lousy leader of the New Avengers, and eventually Steve came back, and Bucky's just like, yeah, that was really weird that I was Cap. Let's not talk about that anymore. The reason why Falcon, Captain America, and Nomad are here to fight Hydra is because Hydra has... Word around the campfire is that Hydra has come into possession of a secret weapon. A doomsday weapon.
As they do.
As they do.
Yeah.
And when they get there, they discover that the weapon is a little boy, protected by Batroc the Leaper.
Ah, yay.
And this book is a who's who of Captain America villains, sans Red Skull, and there's even like a spiritual Red Skull in this book. Batroc the Leaper shows up, and he, leaps into action and kicks everybody and spends plenty of page real estate just ragging on America and talking about how fat and lazy we are.
Oh.
I mean, he is in peak physical condition.
And he's French.
He's got to work Falcon up into a frenzy by trashing America. Yeah.
I like the
well,
fact
Sam's
that
like, I'm black in America. Nothing you're telling me is new.
I like the fact that they're underground in this weird magma cave.
Yeah.
It makes for the perfect oven for whatever delicious thing that Batroc is eating.
Oh yeah, he is. It looks like
Croque-en-bouche?
yeah. So, he's like, tell me, what are the new superpowers for Captain America? Is it super obesity? Or hyper warmongering? Omega illiteracy?
Wow.
We're very topical here.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Yeah, I know. So they fight, and...
How about I hit you once and you give up?
Right. I'll have you know that listen, there is a long-standing history.
I'm sorry, that's
listen,
the Italians.
Yes, and we could say that. But there's a long-standing tradition of Captain America and French bashing. Mark Millar famously or infamously had a moment in the Ultimates Captain America story where Cap basically scoffs at the idea of surrendering and says, do you think this A on my head stands for France?
That's a terrible line.
It's horrible, but it really got people.
amazing.
It got people going at that
Yeah.
time. Don't forget, Mark Millar is not American in any way. In response to that, the then writer of Captain America in the main universe, like, has a moment where Steve Rogers is like, I am sick of people talking about what cowards the French were, and proceeds to like drop a history lesson about like how noble and strong the French were. But like, yeah, you know what? One of Captain America's main villains is Batroc the freaking Leaper, and he's French, and he's a douche about it. So ultimately, you know, Falcon is going to get his ass handed to him by Batroc. So Nomad just knocks Batroc into the lava.
And kills him?
Yeah. And,
wow.
you know, Falcon's like, dude! And Ian's like, from Dimension Z.
Yeah, in Dimension Z, we did that shit all the time.
Basically. You don't know what Steve did
it's
to
lava.
survive.
He'll be fine. He'll be okay, right? This is like the lava in Dimension Z.
Right.
People get out of it.
like
And it
Sarah.
rejuvenates you.
Yeah.
Because literally Ian was knocked into some goop in Dimension Z, and it turns out it actually like made him like strong and heal and stuff.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So he's like, oh, that isn't healing lava? No, he doesn't say that.
No, he knows he just killed that guy.
He did. He intended to kill that guy.
Yeah.
So then
Damn.
Falcon flies Ian and the boy away. I don't remember
Does
the
it
hell
explain what the boy was doing?
Absolutely.
Oh, we're going to get there.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Why is it always a boy? Friggin' Captain America steals a baby in Dimension Z, and then the baby grows up, and now he and Falcon find a boy in a lair. Like, what is it with like finding random children and taking them?
Right. In Captain America books. This boy is not going to become Sam's son.
Okay. Is he the key to everything, though?
He's the key to Hydra's world domination plan, yeah.
Okay.
Don't worry, you'll love it. I promise.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's actually a really fun
Is
twist.
Sam gonna... Not Sam. Is
Ian gonna raise him? No!
Because he's like, well, my dad found me.
No one's raising this kid. He sucks.
Good. Okay.
I mean, it seems like Hydra kidnapped a boy and are going to use him for some
way.
nefarious reason, which is why they think they're saving him.
Here.
We got to get him out of here. Oh, and they can't call the Avengers because they're like in a volcano or whatever. It messes up their transmitters.
Right.
Doesn't matter. The point is they need to escape. So
we got to get out of here.
Yeah. So they get into the Infinity Elevator and it takes them wherever they want to go. The Infinity Elevator is a thing.
What?
It's this like crazy magic science
Like
elevator.
a boom tube?
It's like a... No, it's like a turbo lift, but instead of it taking you to like decks, it takes you to like anywhere in the world.
Well, that's impossible.
Yep, that's they should have called it the Impossible Elevator. It's called the Infinity Elevator.
Where'd they get it?
Hydra had it.
Oh.
So they get in the Infinity Elevator and they leave and they end up like someplace else.
Okay. Is just sticking with the Infinity of
Yeah.
Was the Infinity Elevator invented right now in this book, or has it previously existed?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. So you're reading this book, you're like, what?
Yes. And I did, like, when I read this, I was like, right, Infinity Elevator, that makes sense. And then I, like, looked it up because I was like, when did it first appear? And I just see it in books called Captain America, written by Rick Remender. And I'm like,
okay, but...
So no? Like, this is a new thing. And we're all just pretending like we've always had it?
Not going to explain...
The Infinity Elevator.
I was going to say, how can it go anywhere? It's an elevator. It only has a certain amount of buttons.
It looks like an elevator. And the buttons have like letters on them. It doesn't have numbers.
Spell out the name of the place you're going.
More or less. So Falcon and the boy and Ian, like they jump into the Infinity Elevator and they're being like fired upon by Hydra agents. They're shooting like rockets and shit.
Yeah,
They're
they got
like,
rocket
hit
launchers.
any button. They're letters. I don't even know what this means.
Oh, they're in the caverns.
Yeah, so they hit B and it takes them...
B for this boy we're saving.
Oh, we hit B for bad guys. Darn it.
And indeed, we get a pile of them. They're all Captain America bad guys, Baron Zemo, Armadillo, Baron Blood, Crossbones, Sin, Taskmaster, Cobra. Everybody's here.
I assume
the whole
Baron
gang.
Zemo and Baron Blood both have, like,
They
castles.
own land. Yeah. I would hope, because otherwise they're just using the Baron thing for no good reason.
Yeah.
It's not cool.
Yeah, no, I agree. So here they are. I believe they're in Bagalia, which is... Bagalia is a country. And I was like, why don't you just use...
An actual country.
No, use one of your fake countries, but use Madripoor. Because, like, it's yet another country that, like, moves and it's full of, like, ne'er-do-wells. But no, Bagalia is a sovereign nation that is run by bad guys. And they, like, wanted to be recognized at the UN as a country.
As a country, right.
And Frank Castle was like, no. And so, like, the Mandarin is there, and he's like trying to appeal to the United Nations, and freaking Frank just snipes him in the face with like an anti-magic bullet. Because, you know,
oh my god,
Mandarin's like, I got a friggin' aura, and like the bullet stops, and he's like, oh my god, I can't. See, this is why we need a country of our own. Because, and like the bullets just coming closer, like, hey Mandarin, you gotta move. He's like, I got it. Yeah, and then it just like kills him. And Frank's like, haha.
You're welcome,
awesome.
everyone.
Yeah.
Damn it, Frank, we stopped inviting you to the UN 5 years ago.
Oh, Frank didn't get an invitation. So Sam and Ian fight
all these guys.
By the way, the whole book's drawn by Stuart Immonen, and it looks super fun. It's just, it has such a great energy to it. It's just a lot of dope imagery. But obviously, Baron Zemo is behind the Hydra plan, and he, is using Crossbones, who's always being used by either Red Skull or Baron Zemo to facilitate, because he's like a bruiser.
Yeah.
But he also hates Captain America, and he's a Nazi. So
yeah, it's like having Bane in your group.
Yeah. So basically, Ian's like, I will fight literally everybody so that you can get the boy out of here and call the Avengers. And then everyone will fight these guys because they're Captain America villains. It'll only take a minute.
Right.
For the Avengers.
Right.
For me, it'll be hard. So.
Okay.
So Zemo, yeah.
Did they know, like, they come out of the elevator and literally all these supervillains are standing right there.
Right there.
Like, what were they doing?
Maybe
they
were having
waiting
a
for the elevator.
Yeah.
There's a queue. It can go anywhere. It takes a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's only one box, so it's like if they all want to go anywhere, they all have to wait. So anyway, Sam arrives in Bagalia, and he's like outside, in the city.
Yeah, he gets out of that building.
And like he's like, I'm in a country that is run by bad guys. Like everyone here is a bad guy.
Right.
So like if I
everyone?
Call everyone, like
Everyone.
The citizenry of Bagalia are all like supervillains or
They take an
henchmen
oath to be evil.
Yes.
So if he goes to a Wendy's, like the person serving him the fries is going to be a bad person.
They're gonna spit in his burger or whatever. Like if you call the cops, they'll like arrest you because like they hate you.
Called them.
Because you called them. Yeah. Like who knows? So Falcon sets the boy down. He's like, all right, hang on a second, kid. I'm gonna call the Avengers. And he goes, oh no, that's not gonna work for me. Hail Hydra. And he shoots Falcon in the shoulder, and Falcon falls off the ledge. Yeah. The boy is indoctrinated by Hydra. He's been a Hydra agent the whole time.
Right.
Is he Red Skull?
He's not like reborn or cloned.
Yeah.
No, he's just
some kid.
I promise you're gonna love it.
Okay.
The reveal of this kid is great.
Okay.
So he falls into this den of debauchery, and everyone's like, oh no, it's Captain America, let's get him.
Oh no, it's a good guy.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a good guy.
Get
Let's
him.
sex him up until he's bad.
That's right.
That's what this rave is for.
Right? So Crossbones shows up. He opens fire. Now word has gotten out. Captain America's in Bagalia. Thank you.
Get it right.
Excuse me, this made-up country. But Cap's here. We've got an APB out on Captain America. Let's mess him up. So like you see, Jack-o'-lantern is there, and he's like sexing up some ladies. And they're just like, woohoo, this is great. And this unknown female supervillain is like, oh god, I'm gonna have to get involved. And you're like, okay, well, I don't even know who you are. So.
Right. That doesn't mean anything to me.
Yeah.
That's like anyone getting involved.
Right.
Yeah.
All the bad guys are there.
Yeah, but this one seems like maybe they're not quite who they seem to be.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This one's drawn a little bit more prominently on the page.
That's right. So, Sam fights Crossbones, and then our unknown supervillain character springs into action and kicks Crossbones in the face and reveals herself to be Misty Knight.
Oh.
And she's like, I was undercover.
Okay.
Getting recon. And I got bad news for you, man. Don't call the Avengers because Hydra has already won the war. They've infiltrated every aspect. You remember Secret Invasion? It's like that, but Hydra, where there's literally a Hydra agent in the Avengers, the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, like everybody.
How do you know that?
Yeah, but
I
there's
figured
an
it out.
agent everywhere, but that doesn't mean like it's everybody.
They've taken over.
What does that mean?
It means you can't trust them.
Yeah, but you know who the agent is, right?
No, I don't. That's why I'm here.
So she knows that one of the Avengers is an agent, so you can't call any of them.
That's right.
Because we don't know which one is
exactly. But you can trust me, so let's go.
Well, how can I trust you?
Sue.
It's not. It's not anybody.
It's not
Remember
real.
the Fantastic Four.
It's not anybody because there's no fucking time for it to be anybody. We'll get into why, but
Okay. Come with me if you want to live.
yeah. Well, and so he's like, fuck that. He calls Stark, and she like breaks his communication. She's like, stop it! You can't trust Tony Stark.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, okay. While Sam and Misty are screaming at each other,
Right.
Ian has been quickly defeated, and he's hung
Right.
upside down.
Because it's him against like 6 guys.
Yeah, one of whom is like the armadillo, who's like 7 feet tall and is built like a brick shit house.
I was gonna say one who's Taskmaster, and he just mimics like
Right, Taskmaster's
his
like
own moves.
immediately. So, Zemo instructs the squad of Captain America villains to, like, collect the blood they've extracted from the boy, which is what they were doing. The boy was hooked up to this big machine, and they were extracting his blood. And because
apparently willingly.
That's a lot of blood.
It's a lot of blood.
I assume they had to have been doing it, like,
over a period of time,
because he would be exsanguinated.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
They gave him a lot of cookies.
They have 3 giant vats of blood. That is all the blood he could produce. Anyway, so yes, it must have been overtime. But they're like, okay, well, this base is compromised. We got to go. So take the blood and enact, like, our big evil scheme.
Right.
Our big evil scheme is we're going to put the blood back into him and, like, he's going to be super blood. It's like athletes will take blood out and then, like, before a game, they'll actually re-inject the blood.
I didn't know that.
What?
Yeah.
Is that a real thing?
Yes.
What does that do for you?
Do they fill the blood with steroids or something?
No, it's that you have more blood in you.
Just getting more blood is
You're
good.
allowed to. I think it helps your body be more oxygenated, so you don't get run down as quickly.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's a weird thing that I heard.
That's very weird.
Yeah, don't do that.
I don't like that at all. I mean, like, that's not even, like, I'll take it. Like, I'll take that over, like, performance-enhancing drugs, but, like, I would outlaw just for it being fucking weird.
Yeah, that is creepy. Don't do that.
So
don't do that.
Don't take your blood out
and then put it back in.
And then put it back in when
so
your body's
you have
replenished.
Too much blood. You don't want too much blood.
Yeah, you don't want too much of anything.
Yeah.
Moderation is key. So Ian's upside down, and Baron Zemo's got the kid, and the two of them explain their nefarious scheme to Ian. And what it is
here we go.
Remember when Black Bolt dropped that Terrigen bomb, and for a while the X-Men were irrelevant, and the Terrigen Mists were just making Inhumans?
Yeah, just going around the planet over and over again.
Yeah, it was sweeping cities.
Yeah. Well, it swept over the area where Hydra was congregating, and one of their boys, one of their children, their indoctrinated Hydra children, was cocooned.
Okay.
And they were like, oh, wow, what's he gonna be when he emerges from the cocoon? Well,
the answer is an asshole.
Yeah, he isn't. Well, he was already that before, but now his inhuman ability, because this boy is an Inhuman,
right?
His inhuman ability is that his blood can cause regular human beings to be sterile.
What?
Yeah, if you get his blood,
how did they figure that out?
You, because when he emerged, he didn't have like 3 eyes or whatever, so they checked
started
him
doing
out.
tests on
They
him.
started running tests on him, and when they discovered that his blood could make you sterile, they went into full-on panic mode and immediately went on to develop a antigen, a cure for his
sterility.
His sterility powers.
It's a little blue pill.
Right. And what they do is they've developed the pill and the shot, and they realize if we could weaponize this boy's blood and we hold the only cure for it,
we could sell it and make a fortune.
No, we could inoculate everyone in Hydra and then release his blood into the atmosphere.
Oh, and then only Hydra will prevail in the future.
Yes.
Like, no one else will be able to have kids.
In
like 50 to 100 years,
Hydra's here for the
only
long game.
Hydra will be left.
Yeah.
That's actually a good plan.
It's like a ridiculous
plan.
That
is insanity.
It's insanity personified.
Like, this is plan 3.
Yeah.
Like, you have to have, like, 2 other plans already in the process, because this is batshit insane.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
This is Batroc the Leaper insane.
I'm sorry. Why do you need an inhuman, like, boy whose blood does this to hatch this plan?
Oh, because that's what gave them the idea for the plan.
Yeah, I know, but like, in the logic of the book, sure. But like, in the logic of the writer,
yes.
Like, is it just that there was like an imperative that like you will work Inhumans into your story in some way? Because you could easily just have this. If the thing is like a guy just invented a chemical that does that, it's the exact same fucking story.
Yeah, but that doesn't tie it intrinsically into the current landscape of the Marvel universe.
But it's friggin' weird.
It is weird, but it also is
blood?
great. Yeah. That's his power.
Ew.
His inhuman power is my blood makes you sterile.
Yeah, but Marvel's
if
saying
you
like,
breathe it
hey,
in, like
whatever.
What?
If it gets in your mouth, if you touch it, whatever.
They're saying Inhumans.
Inhumans.
Yeah.
And aren't they a problem?
Fuck Fox.
Inhumans can do anything.
Right.
Anything. So one of them could have blood that makes you sterile. Normally, it would never come up, but and he wouldn't even know he was different.
That's just. I mean, look at mutants. One mutant's ability is his eyeballs are teleportation devices into a dimension filled with punch energy.
Yeah, but you could tell immediately that something's different about him. Yes. This kid, if they hadn't examined him, he never would have known.
No.
That's a great thing. Like, later on in life when he's like 37, 38.
It's like, I never had any kids.
He's
What
like,
the hell?
I keep trying,
Yeah.
and it's not working. So he goes to a doctor, and the doctor's like, you're just sterile.
Yeah, you're sterile.
All right, why? I don't know. You're sterile.
Right. Except, like...
Is he sterile, though? His blood makes other people sterile, but does it make him sterile?
I assume it has to.
I don't know, and they don't get into it. All right.
Never
what matters
addressed.
is the big plan is we're gonna weaponize this kid's blood.
Okay.
And-
I mean, I guess if you're Hydra and you get an Inhuman,
You get this access,
and you find out that the only thing he can do is make people sterile
Yes.
with his blood, this is the plan you'll come up with.
No,
Right.
like, if
You
you're
got
Hydra,
lemons,
kill
you
the
make
humanity.
lemonade.
Yes.
Because this is not the peak.
Well, that
of,
was
like,
their plan.
humanity.
No, they were like, well, Hydra thinks they are, and so Hydra's like,
Hydra thinks they are, but there's
Yeah.
like, but this is an Inhuman now, and his
you-
power is he makes you sterile. No.
Well, that they immediately went to work, but when they discovered they could actually cure it rather than
Right.
just like throw him in the lava, they were like, "Oh, we could use it."
Use it. Yeah.
And if we kill him now, we can't harvest all of his blood to the point if we have like massive quantities of it.
Right.
So
Okay.
Zemo's explained this whole thing to Ian, and Ian's like, "Why did you do the whole supervillain monologue?" And Baron Zemo's like, well, "Because you won't be alive to explain it to anybody."
Yeah.
And he slashes Ian's throat,
Oh, shit.
and then he films it on his phone.
Oh, my God.
And he explains to the boy, he goes like, "See, Lucas," the boy's name is Lucas. He says,
There we
"Lucas,"
go.
he says, "Lucas, this is what you do with your enemies. You don't, maybe you can indulge yourself in a little monologue, but you don't go into like death traps or security schemes.
Right.
When you have them, you kill them. And maybe you have a little fun with them, like what I'm about to do." And he's like filming Ian like dying, and he's like,
Yeah.
"I am going to email this to Steve Rogers."
I think it would be great if Lucas was the one filming it.
Yeah, he's like, "Dope." It would actually make more sense. It's less
Baron Zemo's
ridiculous.
like, what are you doing?
Yeah, Zemo will
This
be
is
like,
cool, man. This is gonna get us lots of views.
yeah, I'm
I
blowing up on
guarantee-
TikTok.
I guarantee Baron Zemo at some point in the past did the thing where he told the plan,
Right.
and then the guy
Oh,
got out of it.
yeah.
And he said, "Oh, no, this is what you do." Yeah, bullshit.
Yeah,
You
fuck
fucking
you.
fell for that like 1,000
Constantly.
times.
Well, of course. No, I've learned from that.
Right.
But I
Hydra
should
learns.
but I
That's the
should
all
say-
new, all different Baron Zemo.
Yeah, that's right. All
He doesn't fuck
different.
around.
I should say, this is not new for Zemo in terms
yeah.
of like doing that personal touch. Like one time, Zemo and company broke into the Avengers mansion and like went into Steve's locker and ripped the only picture he had of his mom.
Oh, my God.
That's
Wow.
That's hilarious and devastating.
It is
Petty.
Yeah, and Steve was like, "I don't care, ha," and like knocks him off the top of a building, and
Right.
Zemo dies. And
I don't care, but I'm gonna kill you.
then
for
he
it.
goes home and he just cries. He's like, "I don't let they can't watch me cry, but like
Right.
now I can."
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So
my mom.
you're telling me that Ian Rogers is now dead?
No,
No.
it just looks like he's dead, and you think he's dead throughout the book. But he fell in some goop, so
had
he's fine.
I had some jelly on the back of the knife, and I just wiped it on his neck, so it looked like he was dying.
No, Zemo's not involved in like Ian's
not
resurrection.
dying,
He definitely wanted him to die.
No.
But don't worry, because like when Falcon and Misty Knight return, they find Ian dead, and they're like, "We gotta go," because Misty Knight knows what the plan is. So they get into
The
the
sterility plan.
The sterility plan.
Yeah.
And the plan, by the way, is great because it's not just like we're going to send it into a big Zeppelin and blow it up. No, like there's different strategic locations where we're going to set off the sterility bomb
Right.
to cover every aspect of the world.
No, we're gonna put it in people's food.
Yeah.
You heard of blood sausage? Human blood sausage.
You know, I don't think it's going to affect a lot of people. Like maybe one region in England, but like that's kind of it.
What makes them think that someone wouldn't just like develop a cure
Right.
for this? Like they
Well,
did?
they did, and they're like, well, because they didn't tell everyone the plan, and they're the only ones with the cure, and they're the only ones with the boy, right? So no one will know they're sterile until it's too late.
Yeah, but if there's a bomb that goes off,
They're not. No. You see, the bombs are not conventional bombs. They're not like bombs that say Hydra did this and now you're sterile. Haha.
Right.
They are bombs filled with like fleas and ticks.
Oh.
Yeah.
So they're gonna release
Lyme disease will
these
cross the world.
creatures.
Yes.
Yeah, but
Spread
like,
it.
They'll never know.
Yeah, but no, they will know eventually because like everyone will be sterile. So
Yeah, like,
after like a year or two,
a year later, they'll be like, oh, wait a minute, what the hell?
Yeah, and then they'll like work to cure it.
Yeah.
and probably it's not going to really last that long.
It's a bad
The
plan.
whole world is going to be working on this problem.
Yeah, it is a global problem, and we do know it can be cured because they developed one.
Because they already developed one.
So yeah, and the second you get Tony Stark involved, he'll probably figure it out faster than Hydra did. Hydra's not known for being successful in their evil plans.
Right.
Just saying, it is a diabolical one.
Yeah.
And we got to stop it.
Right.
Also, there's an undercurrent of Sam wants to start a family. You know, he's thinking about the future.
But if the whole world is sterile, then he won't be able to.
Is it because Misty? Because he just met her?
No, it's just...
He's just like, someday I do want to get married.
He looked in the mirror and he's like, oh my God, I'm like 35 and I'm dressed like fucking Captain America. Like, I got to get my life together.
What do I do?
I got to move on.
You're being Captain America. That's what you're doing.
Yeah, but like...
Bringing a child into this would be like...
irresponsible.
Incredibly.
Yeah, because you'd make him Bucky and he'd blow up and die. Anyway, so Falcon gets off the Infinity Elevator and he's in World War II. And he's just like, wow, look, there's Nick Fury and the Howling Commandos. And...
I'm sorry.
Oh yeah,
the Infinity Elevator travels through time?
It seems like it does, but it doesn't. When Falcon is defeated by the Nazis, Sin reveals herself, the Red Skull's daughter, who also has a red skull, and she's like, haha, enjoy this beautiful simulation of this battle from World War II that I've just been holodecking.
The Infinity Elevator never helps.
No.
It
only takes them...
puts you into trouble.
Yes. So... Sin reveals the retconned origins of Falcon. She's like, I'm going to explain to everybody who Snap was and that you're and like, you're not even you. Like, you're living a lie.
Right.
You're a big bunch of shit. And Sam's like, no, the lie became the truth and I persevere and I'm Captain America. Fuck you. He breaks the chains and he frees himself and he
breaks the chains? He's not super strong.
No, but he finds the strength within himself to do it. And he's also got like armor on and stuff. Who cares? The point is he frees himself. So...
Point is that everyone expects Captain America to break chains, so he's breaking chains.
That's right, yeah. So he's on this cliff with Sin, and she's like explaining that, like, oh, okay, you freed yourself, but the real diabolical part of my plan is I actually have snipers that are scoped out on every person that you care about, like your sister and her children, and so like now take off your clothes, your flight suit, and your pants, and
oh my God. Is she going to have a baby with him?
No.
Is that her plan?
There's no more babies.
He's like, I'm baby crazy. She's like, I'm baby crazy too.
I do want children.
Yeah.
You're right here.
So let's do this.
All right,
yeah, I'm down.
She's like, no!
No, jump off the cliff like I told you. So he jumps off the cliff.
Oh, I see. She made him take his suit off so he couldn't fly.
Exactly. Right. So she's like, all right, sweet.
Oh, the pants was a lie.
Yeah, I was just making a joke. But she goes to the council of Captain America bad guys, and she's like, I did it. He jumped, and there's definitely no way that he could possibly have survived or betrayed me.
You had him jump off a cliff? Why didn't you shoot him in the
head? Shoot him! No, I love it. Oh, he jumped off a cliff. Beautiful. Mwah, perfect plan. No, Zemo's there. He's like, nice job. So they're like, okay, well, make sure to inoculate yourself before we, release the Lucas bomb. And she's like, I don't want kids.
She's
I'm
like,
no,
I'm
crazy
good.
Nazi monster. And they're like, a couple years into the New World Order of Hydra, you may change your mind. So she injects herself with the cure, and she, hails Hydra, and Falcon shows back up and punches her in the face.
Yeah. How did he survive jumping off the cliff?
Yeah. Red Wing caught the wings that he threw overboard, and then brought the wings to him as he was plummeting, and he put them on and flew back up.
Oh. Okay.
Did he get in the Infinity Elevator with them both times?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't forget, he also can psychically communicate with Red Wing.
Yeah.
Anywhere in the world?
Anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, it's proximity based. But anyway, so no, Sin took the shield, and she was just wanting to use it as a memento.
Okay. All right. So the Red Wing can also support the weight of his armor.
Yeah, just the wings part.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it must be incalculably heavy. What a Falcon could carry?
Have to be incredibly light.
Actually, yeah, they're super light.
He has to fly.
Right.
Yeah, they're carbon fiber or something.
Yeah, who knows? So Sin's gonna launch this bomb. Falcon, steps in, kicks her ass. He breaks like the support beams for the bomb. He tries to save her from being crushed by it. She kicks him in the face, and then she and the bomb like plummet, to Earth and explode.
She blows up.
And she blows up and comes back later. So then Falcon goes to the next location, India. That bomb is like hidden someplace in a densely populated area.
Once again, through the Infinity Elevator?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Jesus.
That's why they had the Infinity Elevator, so it could take him to all these different places around the world.
More like the plot contrivance elevator.
He has wings. He can fly.
Well, to India?
Yeah.
It would take him hours.
He's got to go into outer space, then drop back down. He doesn't have an oxygen tank. Anyway, so Captain America is walking through the streets, and he's attacked by the Armadillo, who is a villain that is never used properly. And I love this guy. He's basically just Rhino. I can't, I'm an Armadillo man.
Yeah.
I don't
I'm an
want to
armored
be
creature. I'm not a Rhino and Armadillo. Same thing.
Is he in a suit?
It's like no, it's like biologically enhanced.
He's like mutated.
And he's like,
or whatever.
fix me, please. Like no one ever does.
He's like, all right, then I'm gonna be a bad guy.
Right.
I also have leprosy.
That's right. No, I give you leprosy.
Yeah.
So
It's in between the scales.
right. So Cap tries to explain to Armadillo, like, dude, like you're like a 40-year-old man from America. Like you don't want to work for Nazis or like, make everybody sterile. And he's like, you guys keep promising to fix me, and I'm still Armadillo.
Look at me.
They said they're gonna fix me.
Well, maybe it's really hard. They can't even fix the thing, and he's a hero.
He
You think they're
lives
gonna
at
fix
the Baxter
you?
Building.
Yeah.
He has the world's smartest man as a roommate.
Yeah, Reed's like, I'm not fixing the thing.
I'm not fixing that thing. I need a guy who punches things. I need a guy who's made of rocks who can punch things way more than I needed. A pilot who was trained a nebulous amount of decades ago.
Reed, I'm your friend. Yeah, we're still friends.
Yeah, we're always gonna be friends,
But right now
since you
you're
need me.
useful.
Yeah.
Like a useful friend. So.
right?
Jesus,
So-
Reed.
Cap fights Armadillo. There's a fun moment because Armadillo, of course, like he can Sonic the Hedgehog spin attack. He curls him into a ball. And he,
Spin dash.
he does a spin dash at him, and Captain America's like stuck with like all these people, and he's like, "Oh, don't do the spin dash at me! All these people are here." So he like throws the wing at the ground and creates like a ramp that like
Oh.
launches them away.
Yeah.
Then Cobra attacks him, and he's like,
I gotta fight all the animal-themed villains.
Exactly. Viper's gonna launch her bomb in Madripoor. Misty Knight kicks her ass. End of story.
So they also go to Madripoor. So Madripoor's in here too,
yeah.
along with
Bulgaria.
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 Bulga-
yeah.
no,
No,
Bu-
Bulgaria is a real place.
Oh, yeah.
Bagalia.
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 Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why they created Bagalia. So no, we need another
we need
place to
4
go. This is a
locations.
globe-hopping adventure. This
right.
is James
And some of these
Bond-esque
places are
adventure.
real.
Yeah. Yeah, like Madripoor. So Cobra's gonna bite Cap. Cap
Oh.
like just uses his head, and he's like, "Come on, Armadillo, come on, man." He's like, "I promise you that I will do what I can as Sam Wilson, Captain America, to cure your armadillo-ness." And Armadillo's like, "No, okay." So he beats Cobra for him.
Okay.
And then he explains like where all the bombs are and what to do and what they do. And
So he's
like,
a good guy now.
He's a good guy now, but just right now.
Does Sam fix him?
No.
Oh, Sam!
I mean, like,
I'm sure he tries.
I'm sure he makes an effort. Like, he calls Reed, and he's like, "Hey, could you do me a favor? Could you whip up a thing to fix Armadillo?" And Reed's like, "Sure thing." Click. Who the hell was that? So,
And it's just like, wait, you want me to fix a giant Rocky person?
no.
Because if
I
I
might
fix one
accidentally
giant
fix
Rocky
it.
person, I know someone else is going to be really on my case.
Goosh, hey, Stretcho, I just heard about friggin' the Armadillo.
Oh, God. I knew this was going to happen. House of Grays are harder.
So Armadillo explains, like, the one you got to deal with is the bomb in Florida. So go deal with that one.
Oh.
So
there wasn't one here?
no, there is, but Armadillo's gonna go break it.
Oh, okay.
So Cap gets into the elevator, and Misty's in there too. She's
She
like,
didn't
"Hey,
get out of the elevator to help him?
no, she just arrived. It
Yeah,
was just
she
a
was in
coincidence.
Madripoor. or
Yeah,
whatever.
she went to Madripoor. She saved the day. She went in here. So he's like, "Okay, here's the deal. So like, you go deal with this. I'll deal with that. Like, you go to the Moscow one. I'll go to the Florida one."
Okay. There's a lot of these bombs.
Yeah. Well, because Hydra, they're thorough.
Yeah.
This is a plan that everyone on the couch agreed was at least diabolical enough to be worth a book about. So
Right.
Fair.
They gotta
Fair.
follow this thing through.
Yeah, but wouldn't like one bomb be enough? One Terrigen bomb was enough.
That's true.
Yeah, but it's kind of like randomly goes around the planet.
Yeah,
right?
and it's
Doesn't-
like a cloud.
It's not covering everybody.
No, it's true.
No, but eventually would.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Or was
What do they
supposed to.
do with that Terrigen mist? Does it go away? Is it still up there?
Yeah, they eventually just deal with it. The X-Men fix it.
Oh, okay.
Falcon fights Baron Zemo because he's like, "Oh, I gotta see the America one because I
Right.
hate him."
Right.
And
Also, you killed Ian.
yes.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Falcon is like just overwhelmed with the failure of letting Steve's son die.
That was a big failure.
He's like, "Oh, dude, I emailed it to him too. There's no way he didn't see the video." Lulz.
No, this is old Steve Rogers. He doesn't know how to work a mobile phone.
Right. Yeah, Steve's like,
I couldn't work a mobile phone before.
"Sharon, I have an email from bzemo@hydra.net.
It's Hydra.co.
Sounds like spam. Delete it.
It's a virus. Don't
virus,
don't
yeah.
open it." Okay. Boop. By now, Steve Rogers must be crying into his pillow. Anyway, so Sam just beats the shit out of Zemo.
Nice.
And, Zemo, of course, was distracting Cap so that Lucas could take the plane and launch that and release the bomb, which is, in this case, fleas and ticks.
Right.
Not an actual bomb.
No.
Other places were bombs. This is fleas and ticks because Florida.
So Cap looks like he's going to go jump on the plane, but Lucas gets away, and Zemo is going to stab Cap with his sword.
That's his weapon. He's got a sword.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wears a crown. Of course he's got a sword.
It's a tiara. And so Lucas releases the fleas and ticks
Oh no!
in
So it's
Florida.
like, oh no, it's all over.
Yeah. Oh no! Like it's and we also get like a last page tease of like Zemo like stabbing Cap, but
he doesn't hesitate.
Yeah.
Like we saw him kill.
We
Ian.
know
He's
he
gonna-
doesn't.
That he'll
He's gonna
just do
kill
it.
Sam.
Yeah. So he stabs Cap in the chest, but not like all the way through, and
Oh, he gets him with just the tip?
yeah, just the tip. And Sam knows that like there's only one way to stop him from stabbing him in the heart, and so he grabs the blade with both hands. And he digs the blade into his hands until it catches the bone within his hands.
Oh my god.
And then uses the embedded bone to pull the sword out of his chest and free himself.
Wow.
Yeah. That's how badass and hardcore he is.
And he smashes the butt of the sword into
Zemo's
face. At the same time, double purpose move.
That's
Saves
right.
himself and beats the bad guy.
Yeah, well, seemingly. But Zemo, of course, gets back up.
Yeah, but he also has a huge hole in his chest.
Yeah, and of
And
course
his hands are useless now.
Yeah.
No.
He
just,
cut all the tendons in his fingers and palm.
Yeah.
It's badass, though.
It's pretty badass, and he still can make a fist and stuff. So Zemo's fighting him, and he's
Should
like,
be floppy. He should just be slapping him.
So Zemo's like, "There's nothing you can do." He released the fleas and ticks in Florida. It's over. Disney World is ruined.
Don't worry, I'll have Red Wing fly through the air and eat all of the ticks and bugs.
So Falcon concentrates as hard as he's ever concentrated in his entire life,
You have to be shitting
and
me.
he forces every bird in the surrounding area
Yay!
to fly in and eat all the fleas and ticks.
That's friggin' amazing.
He assures them that like the blood of the fleas and ticks will not affect the birds.
Yes, it only
It is
affects
a lie.
human beings.
Those birds
Those
are
birds are sterile.
forever.
They're all gonna go extinct now.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry I ruined that.
So the skies darken with the bodies of birds of all shapes and sizes, and
Friggin' awesome. So he's Aquaman, but for birds.
yes.
Okay.
Christ.
So while
He doesn't have Red Wing do that, though.
I assume not. No, Red Wing's doing something else. So Falcon is desperately concentrating to force the birds to eat every last flea and tick.
Right.
You can't let one escape.
Right.
But like as you can see, there's a ton of birds.
It's a lot of birds.
But Zemo's going to take the upper hand, and that's when Ian returns and just beats the shit out of Zemo because he's like, "You left me for 4 hours to choke on my own blood, but thankfully I can like regenerate and stuff."
Oh, he has a healing
Thankfully,
factor?
I'm from Dimension Z.
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
from your dimension.
No. That's Zola.
Oh,
not
sorry,
not
Zola.
Dimension Zemo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
So-
Z for Zola.
Yeah. So Lucas
I
is
just hit Z on the elevator. I assume it was.
I assumed it was the same. So Lucas is just like, oh man, this sucks.
Oh,
You're
they're
not
eating
gonna-
all my
They're
blood
ruining my
creatures.
beautiful vengeance.
Yeah.
So Falcon, like, he leaves because Ian's gonna go fight and get revenge on Zemo. Plus, like, who knows? Maybe Falcon can't use his hands anymore. So Falcon like breaks into the cockpit of Lucas's like plane.
Oh man,
Right.
you've got birds. You should Indiana Jones Last Crusade.
Oh
him.
my god, just have them fly through the windshield.
I really thought that was what was gonna happen, but like, I guess
Some of the birds would have had to die for that.
Some of you may die, but it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
All right.
But
Squawk.
So, Zemo is fighting Nomad, Ian Rogers, and
Yeah.
they're fighting, and Taskmaster was left with one of the other bombs. And Zemo's like, "Taskmaster, for God's sake, we just paid you a small fortune to launch that bomb, do it!" And Taskmaster's like, "Yeah, there's a problem with that. Misty Knight paid me more than what you're paying me to not launch the bomb. So,
And I'm a mercenary.
yeah,
Yep.
that's what happens when you hire mercenaries to do your evil plans, is that the good guys go always just outbid you.
Cool.
So,
Where'd she get the money?
oh, S.H.I.E.L.D.
Ah.
Or at least she says S.H.I.E.L.D. because she works for S.H.I.E.L.D. according
Right,
to the
right.
story.
I'd
So-
love it if it's like, yeah, she'll pay you double.
Sure, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And
whatever.
now you're going to fucking jail, asshole.
We have the resources of like a real country.
Right, or all of them.
Yeah.
Yes. So where's my money? No.
No, you're under arrest.
I can't believe you betrayed me like this.
Can't really. And we'll do it again.
Not cool.
We'll do it again. We'll do it tomorrow.
We always will.
So those are all the bombs.
Yeah.
They've been defeated, but there was a contingency plan.
Of course.
Hydra is all about contingency plans.
We're going to release the blood in the water, and then the sharks will come. And they'll be sterile.
And then
Yes, and then you'll make God sterile. In Paris, Baron Blood. Remember Baron Blood, another Captain America villain who's a fucking vampire?
Oh, yeah.
Not
Yeah, we were
really,
talking about
no.
him earlier.
Yeah,
with his land.
Yeah, we did a story on GBU, and this is why I like doing GBU, because it gives us more context for characters you wouldn't normally see in a big book.
Yeah.
But literally, we did a story where Captain America, Steve Rogers, goes, I think it's to England, because they think that like there's a vampire, and it turns out it's Baron Blood, and anyway, Baron Blood.
He attacks the family in their English home. His friend. No? Okay.
It's not ringing any bells, but I'll take your word for it.
So Baron Blood, he drank the blood of Lucas.
Oh.
And he's got like C4 on him. So he's going to fly into the atmosphere and just blow himself up.
What?
And his blood will like mix with the vapor of the atmosphere, and it'll make quite a few people sterile.
Oh, not the whole world.
Not the whole world, but it'll do some significant damage.
It'll get, like maybe 1 million, 2 million.
Right. That's a lot.
How many people are there in the world?
So
What?
So Batroc the Leaper returns to fight Ian because
He fell in lava.
No,
No.
he got out of it though.
No. He kicks the shit out of Ian, and he says, "You nearly killed me, but in classic American form, you left the job unfinished."
What is that a reference to?
Like we go places,
like Iraq.
like Iraq.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Now I get it.
Oh, that was okay. There's a little bit of a leap.
But I guess that's your MO,
But I
isn't it?
guess that's what you do.
Captain America jumps into the infinite elevator, takes Red Wing, and goes with Lucas, because he can't trust Lucas to be by himself, to go deal with Baron Blood. And, Red Wing is doing recon while Sam is dealing with Lucas. And what he does is he just handcuffs him to like a light post.
Yeah, you're just a kid.
Yeah, fuck you.
Just a stupid child.
So, unfortunately, Baron Blood notices Red Wing, and so he attacks Red Wing, and he's like, "You can see this happening."
Oh my God, he's gonna bite his head off?
Yeah, that's what you see. That's what you think is gonna happen. And instead, he just bites Red Wing, and they fix him. But like,
he was
turns out I
slowly
was
bleed
gonna
to
bite his
death.
head off and kill him, but like, it's been done. I'm not Ozzy.
no,
Why was Baron Blood willing to kill himself for this plan?
because like he's like usually willing to die for his beliefs. I guess he's like a Nazi
He's a
now.
zealot.
He's a zealot, yeah. And what's great is he's like screaming about like dying for his kin. I think he's like.
Maybe he also thinks he'll regenerate, like blow him in half.
Yeah,
but,
right.
Like, I'm a vampire. Maybe I'll come back.
Exactly.
It's your baby. Okay.
And I think he also is like, there's, the world will be like rife with old people like clinging to life, and that's when like the vampires will come and like they'll take care of the dregs of humanity.
Yeah, this is for Hydra, sure, but really it's for the vampires.
Yeah, or my vampires.
My vampires.
Because there are other vampires that are not related to Baron Blood, and it's
but he's got his own.
he's got his own like brood, I suppose.
Right.
I think it's a clan.
Oh, is that what a collection of vampires is
I
called?
would assume.
I would have said brood, but in any case, he flies off screaming bloody murder about how like vampires and Nazis and shit. And I love Sam who just looks at it and he goes, "You can't make this crap up." Because he's like literally like he takes a second to like think about like, oh my God,
This is insanity.
this is insanity. Like there's a boy.
This is insane.
This is insane. There's a boy who's an inhuman whose blood makes humans sterile, and Hydra's plan is just to make everyone else shoot blanks so that they will have children that will inherit the earth. Like, and they recruited armadillo men and red skull women and fucking Nazi vampires.
See, this was a missed opportunity for them to take Baron Blood and not be able to make vampires now.
Right.
Like, you drank the kid's blood.
Oh.
Now if you bite somebody else, you think they're a vampire? They're not.
Yeah, they're sterile.
Yeah, you sterilized yourself, man.
Yeah, you sterilize
You're
yourself. You can't make
vampire
vampires.
sterile.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. So, yeah. So Ian fights Batroc and Baron Zemo. Ian skillfully avoids a flying kick from Batroc, forcing Batroc the Leaper to leap seemingly to his doom yet again.
Ugh.
And Baron Blood flies into like the upper atmosphere of the Earth itself because apparently he's capable of doing that. And
he's like in space.
He's in fucking space.
How did he get that high?
I don't know, but Sam goes there too, and so he's gonna set off the bomb, or he's actually asking Baron Zemo to do it because Zemo he can't do it himself, but Zemo can.
It's like,
so
okay,
Zemo, I'm ready. I'm ready for my glorious purpose.
I am not programmed to self-destruct.
Yeah, and he's not a robot. So, Sam shows up and he's just like punching this dude, and he's like, "Don't forget, like if I bleed anywhere into you, like you're sterile too, man."
Oh, and we know from earlier in the story you want to have kids.
Literally, we retcon those chapters into the story to
just so that it's a little bit more tense.
Yeah.
Oh no! Remember, don't get any blood in.
He wants kids.
But I just found out that he wants kids.
And I really care. This
totally
takes a different character.
If he's going into like the upper atmosphere, he should be wearing like an oxygen mask. It should be totally.
That's fair. So Ian fights Zemo. Zemo seemingly gets the upper hand, and then Ian just.
Zemo's got the upper hand now.
Yeah, that's right. So then Ian just throws Zemo's own sword through his chest. He's like, "Man, dude, I'm from friggin' Dimension Z. I don't not kill people.
Right.
I tried to kill the friggin' leaping guy. I did kill the leaping guy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stab you with a sword.
Yeah. You're dead now.
He's not.
There's no reason why Batroc came back other than to make a "you didn't finish the job" joke.
Yes.
Like, how did you survive? You fell in lava.
Yes, because he could have fought just Zemo. The scene would have been exactly the same.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Lame.
So anyway, Baron Blood heaves blood into Sam's mouth, and
no.
Sam is now infected, and he's like, "Oh, I can never have children now."
But you've got the kid. You can create the cure.
The Hydra's made the cure. You
Yeah.
can just grab some.
Just go get it.
No, but like, is it an inoculation? Like, do you need to have had it beforehand? Anyway, so he's pretty much resigned to the fact that like he has to be Captain America and save everyone else. Like, I've lost the ability to have children, but that doesn't mean that everyone else has to suffer.
You can still adopt and be a dad.
No,
man.
I can't have my own children. So, he punches the shit out of Baron Blood. He takes off the bomb, and he just like forces Baron Blood to be out in space further so that he freezes.
Oh.
And then Sam like plummets to Earth.
At some point, shouldn't Baron Blood like be hit by the light of the sun and die?
Yes.
He's in space.
He should
You
have been
can't avoid it.
He should have been hit immediately.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I get if
They're
you're on the other
they're
side.
on the night side, yeah.
yeah.
But at some point,
Except they're
you're
not,
going to
'cause
be
you
hit
can
by the sun.
See, the Earth is clearly illuminated, so.
Yeah. So Sam rockets back to Earth
Doesn't burn up on re-entry.
and does not burn. No. And
He's got a heat shield in there too.
and,
he uses the shield.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's vibranium.
yeah.
It, also,
He holds it in
He
front
just
of
holds it
him.
in front of him, and somehow the rest of his body is not.
Sure. So
It dissipates. It's like an effect.
So
Yeah.
Zemo sets off the self-destruct on their little base, seemingly killing himself and Ian Rogers. So
Oh, no.
All the stuff we did earlier in the book happened again. We killed Batroc the Leaper, then he came back. We killed Ian, he came back. We killed Zemo, he came back. Like everyone's who died in the beginning of the book has returned so that they can die.
So that they can re-die.
Yep, and we can be as sad as we were 4 issues earlier. So Sam, lands in the water, and he's like, he remembers how, his
He
mom
doesn't
was...
land in like frozen water and be like, not again, not another Captain
Not
America
me!"
loves the ice.
Yeah. So Misty Knight, like, she arrives clandestinely around the same
Did
area.
she take the elevator?
No, because she has like a boat, like a shield type high tech boat that's
okay.
also like a plane, and they'll take them away. So she retrieves Sam, who is not dead and can use his hands, and
But he did plummet at high speed
Yeah,
into the ocean.
naturally.
ocean, yeah.
So he mentions that Lucas is still like on the streets of Paris, and she's like, "Oh no, I've got him right here," and she's got him strung up like,
He's not going anywhere.
he's not going anywhere. And she brings back Red Wing. She's like, "Here he is."
I got your bird.
Yep. And
I fixed him up. I stitched his wounds or whatever.
it's like
Misty, that's a different bird, I can tell.
no, yeah, right. God damn it. No, Red Wing now has like red eyes, so it's like it got infected by Baron Blood, so it's like a vampire bird.
Oh shit! It's just like freaking out.
Yeah. No.
I no
man,
longer
he
want
didn't
to
used to
eat
be so bitey. What the hell?
bugs. I
Come on,
now
Red
want
Wing.
to eat other birds.
I don't know what becomes of Red Wing as a result of that, but
Are
Probably
all
nothing.
the birds in Florida now sterile?
I would assume.
No, he said it doesn't affect
He said it
him.
doesn't affect them. It only
But that was
affects
just to
humans.
convince them to do it.
Yeah. So Falcon mentions like, oh, there's no kid, I can't have any kids. I've sacrificed my only ability to have a family. And Misty's like, is that what you want to do? You want to have some kids? You want to make some kids? And he's like, what are you doing? Are you flirting with me? Is that what you're doing? And she's like, well, listen, I've got the syringe. I've got the cure. I stole it from Hydra. So she gives it to him.
Oh.
And I was like, isn't it like a vaccine? Like,
I mean, they call it an antidote.
They call it an antidote, so I guess it just works.
Yeah, it just cures you.
But she gives it to her.
It goes into the thing that makes you sterile and it destroys it.
Undoes it. So yay.
But I have to stab you in the balls. I have to.
I'm sorry.
You gotta inject it right there.
Right into the balls. So.
It's the only way for the inoculation.
I want kids, but it's a no for me, dog.
It's gotta be a pass. So. Anyway, so she inoculates him. Then they make out for a minute, and then he's like, "Oh, anyway, I gotta go be Captain America." And she's like, "You go be Captain America. I'll take Lucas and bring him to Shield." And he's like, "Right on." So then
I gotta go be Captain America. Part of that is delivering Lucas to Shield.
No,
why can't you both do it?
Now, Captain America's not a delivery
Where you
man.
gotta be right
divide
now?
and conquer. Well, I just found out I'm not sterile. So Sam meets up with Steve and Sharon at S.H.I.E.L.D. headquarters, and he's like, hey, I wouldn't have been able to stop Hydra without Misty Knight. Thank God she was working with S.H.I.E.L.D. And Nick Fury Jr., who of course looks like Samuel L. Jackson, because Nick Fury from the Ultimate Universe is Samuel L. Jackson.
Do we get a Nick Fury Jr. theme song?
No, it's nothing like the James Bond Jr. theme song, because there isn't one. But he goes, hasn't anybody told you? Misty Knight doesn't work for S.H.I.E.L.D. All that stuff she said about Hydra infiltrating all the teams is bullshit.
She's a lie. She's Hydra.
She's Hydra or something?
That's what the implication is of the story. She isn't.
Oh.
And you're
So
like, oh
just
no.
like, that's weird.
Yeah.
That's really weird.
Yeah. And then they tease the next event that's coming, which is Secret Wars.
Oh.
So like everything is about to end and be patchworked into a world by Dr. freaking Doom. So like who gives a shit about what the hell Sam's up to? But we do preserve it because after the world is remade by Reed Richards and the Molecule Man, we just preserve it. So like Steve is still old and Sam is still Cap, but we're also going to enact the all-new, all-different Marvel where we're like, wow, making Captain America Sam Wilson really worked out. What if we did that for literally every major character?
I mean, that sounds like a bad plan.
Well, let's do it anyway. So Iron Man, Thor, Spider-Man, everybody gets replaced.
So this was the start of that?
Unintentionally.
Supposed to be.
Right.
This was just,
It became
hey, like, look at how little all new is. Like, it's just all new Captain America. It's not even all new, all different Captain America. It's just like, hey, look, it's new.
Hey, it's not Steve Rogers.
Hey, it's earned.
Right.
And then Marvel's like,
it's a natural progression of the storyline that we were working on.
yes, even if like taking the super soldier serum out of Steve Rogers was like very phoned in and very unearned.
Yeah.
And also wouldn't just age him immediately.
And nobody wants that anyway. And like if you just want Captain America to retire, just make him retire. And then you had to like make Sharon be old to match. That's complicated too because you're obviously going to undo that, but then you got to do it for Sharon, and she's not a superhero, so she can have magic shit make her on age. So that's not fair because then that makes Steve young and her old. That makes it even more sad.
Yeah, but then he can have like fun like adventures with young women.
Yeah, but like he's already got the kid. You set up the family unit. That's like Alien 3 all over again.
Then we'll get rid of the
man.
kid. The kid ages him. We want to get rid of that kid.
Naturally, we just blew him the hell up.
Well, eventually the kid is going to out-age Steve Rogers if he still has the soldier serum.
This is very true.
Oh, yeah.
And in fact, like he doesn't die in this, obviously, but like so there you have it.
What are you talking about? He blew up.
The facility blew up.
Yeah, but neither did Zemo. Nobody dies. Ultimately, Remender does a really nice job of giving a voice to Sam as Captain America. He's a really fun Captain America. He's fallible. He's unsure of himself, but he's also very headstrong in his beliefs and is
willing to sacrifice birds for the greater good.
And himself. Like he took a face full of barren blood.
Not intentionally.
Not intentionally, but he did persevere. He didn't go like, oh!
He didn't give up and be like, well, the fight's over.
Okay.
I'm sterile. I'm done.
Just die.
If I don't have a dog in
can't
this
have
race,
kids, it's not none of it's
not even worth it.
Yep.
World might as well be over. Pack it in. So long. Like, no.
That's it. Hail Hydra.
Cool. Yeah, Hail Hydra. Give me that shot. Thank you. All right, Shield. Like,
actually, that's also a really great thing for Hydra to be like, look, if you want the inoculation,
you
just
join Hydra.
Join Hydra.
Yeah, but like it's a fanatical organization. I feel like
I
you
feel
get a
like
lot
they
of
only
lip
want
service Hydra people. They want
people
believers
in Hydra.
Oh, you mean like white people? Yeah.
Yeah.
Although
they're not just gonna let anybody in.
they're not going to let anybody in. No. You're not going to have.
They let an armadillo.
Was he really?
They used Armadillo. They had leverage over Armadillo, or at least they lied about leverage about Armadillo. Like Hydra's not going to have like vaccine lines at the Walmart. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
you got to know somebody who knows.
You got to already be in the club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to know the secret handshake, which, from what I can tell, is simply holding two fists in the air like an asshole. But
Yeah, but holding them like you just don't care.
that's waving them afterwards. But all new Captain America Hydra Ascendant is fun. I really like it. And
It's an enjoyable story.
It's a fun story.
cool.
Like,
There are some
it's so
ridiculous things
dumb.
about this.
The scheme is like so stupid. I love
But
it.
Hydra is so stupid.
Yeah.
So like that makes
it's
sense.
so on brand.
Yeah.
Like I love that it's like, so we accidentally got an Inhuman, and his Inhuman power is, as you'd imagine, dumb.
Yup.
Because he's an Inhuman.
Yes.
And
It's like Marvel was already being tongue-in-cheek.
right. Yeah.
Look, we already know the Inhumans suck.
We already know you're sick of them. But what if we made one of them almost end the world?
In like a dumb way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in a dumb.
After like a long time.
Right. Over a period of decades.
He'll die a slow death. It's even worse.
Well, much worse. I love that. I love the plot. When it clicked, I was like, that's freaking genius. How stupid and fun.
What if Hydra's plan was to turn the world into Y the Last Man?
Right.
But wait a minute. Even if Hydra
I love Brian K. Vaughan.
Even if Hydra is the only organization that's left afterwards, that doesn't mean your kids are automatically going to be indoctrinated into Hydra. You're going to try, but they're kids and teenagers.
They're gonna rebel.
Yeah, but
It's
if
the
they rebel,
primary-
I'll just shoot them.
Right.
It'll be way easier to control than the whole world now.
I'll
There'll
just
be
shoot
way
them,
fewer
and
people.
then we won't have kids. Oh God, what have I done?
Well, we'll
Right.
just select for the ones that follow the plan.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure Hydra has a ridiculous plot for what to do
After?
with rebellious teenagers.
Oh man, there should have been like a what if.
Like an island of misfit
They
teens.
succeeded.
Yes. Yes.
And call it Planet Hydra.
Right? Planet Hydra. That's a great idea.
Like, skip forward like 50 years after this plan
Even better.
succeeds.
No. Why relegate it to what if? No. Whoever's Captain America at whatever time you're writing the story gets thrown into like the future, 30 years.
Right.
Yeah,
Now,
Planet Hydra.
of course, you'd have Steve Rogers literally do that in the Road to Secret Wars, but he does not find Planet Hydra. Anyway, it's a lot of fun. Check it out. It's in the description below this video, so you can pick up a copy. And I highly suggest you do. I'm looking forward to seeing Sam Wilson as Captain America on film, or at least on the app through
on
my
streaming
television.
service.
Yeah.
I also love that we just skipped it. Like, we skipped the Winter Soldier nonsense, because like ultimately, I remember when Bucky became Cap, and it was like a neat idea that ultimately didn't have legs. It was like, that's a cool idea, and it has like a trade and a half worth of stories before you're like, is that really? He's old too.
really make any
he was
sense?
indoctrinated by the Russians. Like, is that really
Yeah,
anything?
why would
he throws,
why would
like, weird
people
discs?
let him be?
He's got a metal
Captain
arm.
America?
Oh.
Ooh.
And he has a gun. Don't forget that. But
Oh.
so does Sam. He actually uses it in this story.
Oh.
I did not remember that. I think
cool.
it's because we didn't highlight it.
We
He
did,
doesn't
but
use it that much.
it's actually a pretty fun, tense moment where he's like, "I'm just gonna fucking shoot you," and they're like, "Oh shit!"
Oh.
He's like, "I'm
Whoa.
sorry, I don't have the super soldier serum.
Right. I got to do something.
I gotta do something."
I have a shield, I have wings, and I have this gun.
And the bird.
And the bird
And the bird.
thing. Actually, I kind of have a lot
Okay, I
going
have a
on.
lot
I guess
going
I don't
on.
need this gun.
And I really like that. Like, you know what? Listen, like, I fly. If I'm Captain America, I'm gonna fly too.
Yeah.
So it's just gonna make my wings red, white, and blue, or whatever. But I'm not gonna drop the flying thing.
Yeah, I'm not stopping. You know how easy it is to get around?
And that makes me think, like, oh man, like, if you just upgraded Captain America, right? Like, because
Yeah.
now Captain America can fly. So when Steve Rogers takes back the mantle, he should have a flight suit. It's like, well, I mean, like, flying is pretty dope. You know,
true.
I'm
No,
definitely
he's just
do
going to
that.
run really fast.
All
He
the
just
best
jumps
heroes can
places.
fly.
He's gonna ride his motorcycle. We all know that's what he's gonna do.
Yeah.
That's America.
He's going to
right there.
remain
That's what he does.
extremely limited.
We'll see you guys next time with another episode. Thanks a lot for watching. I'm Sal.
I'm Ethan.
I'm Ben.
So long.